Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm your host, Pete Mezzetti. Tonight's topic is the HK Holiday Show. And actually, I have a panel of experts with me tonight to talk about the HK Holiday Show. So we're going to welcome the panel of experts and have you guys introduce yourselves. Panel, welcome. How are we?
Great. How are you today?
There we go. Hi, guys. How are we?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
Good. So we're gonna start around the room. Tell us who you are and what role you play with producing the holiday show.
All right, I'll start first. I'm Mrs. Topa-Finberg. I am the teacher, but also the acting executive producer of the HKTV Holiday Show.
Okay.
I'm Patrick Boots, and I'm the student producer of the HKTV Holiday Show this year, and I'm a senior.
I'm Charlie Martino. I'm a senior, and I'll be a director of the holiday show this year.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about the holiday show and how the idea of the holiday show got started.
Patrick, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Well, the HKTV Holiday Show is a 31-year-old tradition that spans the 9 towns of the Shoreline community.
Okay.
31 years ago, a medical technician named Jose Aguilar was injured in a crash, and Mrs. Edna Johnson and Mrs. Connie Bombassi of HK High School decided to put on the very first holiday show, and 31 years later, we are continuing the tradition, even different it may be, and it's grown and grown over the years, but we're making it our own, and this year we've selected the Nathaniel B. Field Memorial Foundation as the beneficiary.
Okay. And what is the Field Memorial Foundation about?
Well, they deal with suicide prevention and mental health awareness through education and hope and support, and they've been going at that for 5 years because the founders, Marie and Howie, they tragically lost their son Nathaniel to suicide in 2015. They started this foundation, and under rigorous situations this year, especially, we've selected them for the holiday show, and we're producing videos and interviews with them. But they do a wide variety of events in the holiday show. Something ultra local because they're based out of Haddam themselves.
Okay. And Charles, what role do you play in the holiday show?
I'll be one of the student directors, so I'll be directing the first hour of the show, I think, and that means I'll be in the studio and kind of calling the shots with which cameras are showing and the audio and who's on the show when.
Nice. So, and Ms. Topa-Finberg, I'm sure that especially this year, the holiday show has gotten a little bit more automated because they're not allowing people in the building. Is that correct?
That is correct. So we have been doing a lot of pre-prod as a backup, just in case. Sorry, that's my daughter, Kathy. Just in case we end up going full remote. So we are prepared in case we aren't able to go live completely for the 3 hours.
Nice. And as far as what's going on with, I'm sure, first year ever in the 31-year tradition that the holiday show is going virtual because of what's going on with the COVID.
Well, in the years past, we have pre-produced video content and done live host pieces, and we think this year will be maybe a little bit more on the pre-produced side, but there will definitely be live aspects of the holiday show, whether that be through just videos, remote calls, or the like. But we're hoping, with the weather permitting and our school administration allowing, that we can have at least our student participants in the school building allowed, and with safety precautions due to the current situation, the holiday show can continue more or less how it has in the past.
Exactly. So as far as the holiday show goes, from what I understand, that the Field Memorial Foundation was on with Pete Mezzetti not long ago.
I remember the the treasurer of the foundation, Howie Field, who's also one of the original founders, was one of your guests.
That's right.
A couple shows ago, and he talked a little bit more about how their specific foundation got started.
Mm-hmm.
And I've met the Fields, and I think that their foundation is something extremely great, and especially this year with due to the current situation, mental health is very, very important.
It is. Now, Ms. Topa-Finberg, this is what, your second year involved with the holiday show, I believe?
It is. It's my second year, and I would say this year is probably a little more challenging than last year, believe it or not. But it's going to be great. I hope everybody tunes in to the holiday show. We have a lot of great performances, and we're just looking to send out our information about donating to a great cause.
Absolutely. Now, when you guys do the holiday show, how do you come up with the cause every year? And obviously it's a different cause every year.
Well, every year students approach local businesses and communities, and they introduce those nonprofit organizations to the Shoreline and students over a panel of discussion. So the students select which organization is going to be selected through a vote, and whoever receives the most votes, and there's a questionnaire that goes in between that to help the students consider that. That's who we select for the holiday telethon.
Oh, cool. So it's like it's a rigorous process, you might say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as the planning of the show goes, how far in advance do you guys start planning the show?
Ooh, we started very early this year just because we have some students who are full-time remote. We have, the majority are hybrid, so they're physically in class and then they're at home. So we started, I want to say, probably early October.
Okay.
And the planning extends every day at school, even not just in television production class. The planning is very, very rigorous, especially for student video producers who nowadays have to go out in the field to produce their videos, and will try and get their videos done with a timely schedule, of course, with other school events happening. But every year the video production schedule during the month of December does get a little hectic, and we try and manage it as best we can.
Absolutely. Charles, now let's talk about exactly what aspect of planning of the show that you have, and in basically as far as the responsibility that you have. It seems to me like it's a pretty big deal.
So prior to the show actually happening, most of the heavy lifting is done by the producers like Patrick and Miss Topa-Finberg. But I produced a segment that will be shown in the show. I actually finished it up last week. A lot of the students will turn in projects either about the beneficiary or just holiday-themed videos, and then those videos will be shown during the show. On the day of the show, for the first hour, so it runs about 3 hours. For the first hour, I will be in the studio, just planning the order and making sure everything runs smoothly.
Absolutely. Now, Ms. Topa-Finberg, tell me about, how do you guys choose the student host and MCs for the show?
So normally we have an audition for the hosts. The majority of hosts did it last year, and they're all seniors now.
Okay.
So they have the job. They're just pros at it, and with COVID, it just worked out this way. What else? And for the crew positions, we pretty much ask the students what job are they interested in working, and also the experience that they've been exercised through our morning news. And then we narrow it down to filling in each hour, and we try to give a variety of roles so everybody is part of the big show.
Okay. That's right. You guys do when you guys are in school, you guys do a morning news segment. Do you guys still do that even though you guys are learning remotely?
We certainly do produce our HKTV news segments every advisory period now. It used to be every homeroom period, but because the school schedule changed to the hybrid model, that's been shifted, but we still have been able to complete it. And not much is different. We have students that produce segments remotely from home using a new piece of software that the school has bought. So it's just technology has adapted with the course, and we still definitely will try and produce the morning news for as long as we can and make it relevant and interesting.
Absolutely. So do you guys have a favorite memory of the holiday show in years past?
I'll go first since this is my second year. I'll talk about last year. I would say my favorite moment would be just watching how students come together and they create this amazing show. It's student run. They're all working together, and just to see them from start to finish, that for me is amazing.
Charles, how about you?
Yeah, I would say my favorite part was just kind of being in the moment and working with all my friends that I had. It's a big, it's a lot of planning that goes into it prior to the show. So seeing it all come together and just kind of being there with everybody, that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, you raise the money for the beneficiary, and that feels good too.
Absolutely.
Just good to be part of it.
Oh, absolutely. Patrick, how about yourself?
One of my favorite memories is as a student video producer within the last 4 years, producing videos that you definitely end up being shown to a large audience, and rallying those donations for it is always a good cause. And throughout the years, we selected a very nice beneficiaries, and they've all been local. But producing those videos and going through the process and seeing how every little piece can help and how it goes together.
Absolutely. And Ms. Topa-Finberg, I have to let you know that the answer that you gave me, I thought the answer would have been from you. Your favorite part of the holiday show last year was being on with Pete Mezzetti for the first time.
Oh, that too. Don't. That's up there.
Sure. Patrick, back me up here.
Well, every year the Pete Mezzetti show does invite the beneficiary of the holiday show, and in years past we have had our former communications teacher, Mr. Lewis, on the show as well.
That's right.
And as a sort of passed the torch to Ms. Topa-Finberg here,
mm-hmm.
and we're glad that you continued that tradition.
Absolutely. And speaking of people in the past that were involved with the holiday show, we actually have to mention Chris Morgan, who's the public access coordinator with Valley Shore Community TV, who's actually directing tonight's show.
Yeah, he's done lots of helpful work for our holiday show, especially in recent years. Due to the current situation, he's been more of on the sidelines, but we certainly cannot forget mm-hmm. what he has done and what he's currently doing, especially on the technical end, because he's sort of the glue that sticks us together at the holiday show.
Absolutely. And what about how are they gonna figure out if the show goes live, if it goes pre-recorded the day of the show? How are they going to figure out details of what exactly happens the day of the show? Because I know the show is usually done live in the morning, and then it's rerun throughout various times.
We're going to wake up that morning, and as long as we are not full remote, we'll be there. We'll be running the show.
Now, how do you guys, with what's going on with the COVID, are you guys still accepting donations and prizes?
Oh, certainly.
Absolutely.
For the holiday show, we are accepting donations online right now at holidayshow.rsd17.org if you'd like to donate online. And if you want to donate over the phone during the actual broadcast, you can call the broadcast line at 860-554-5490, and there will be live operators to take your call. And you can also call into that telephone number during the encore presentations until January 1st. So there's lots of opportunities to donate. And if you do donate $25 or more, you'll get entered into the Fishbowl raffle, where local businesses have donated great gifts that you have the chance to win. And if you donate $200 or more this year, you'll get entered into the fish tank raffle, where you could win a 21-inch Namco pool with installation included. And we think that's a great large gift this year, sort of get people excited. But if people would like to donate, they can go those two routes, and we would certainly appreciate a donation of any size.
Absolutely, absolutely. And obviously the show is going to be, when the show is done live, it's going to repeat itself until when?
That's right. So the show will air live on December 23rd.
Yeah.
From 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And every day after that until January 1st, until at 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. On Comcast Channel 18 on the Shoreline and Frontier Channel 6090 all around the state.
Oh, cool! Wow, you guys have been a very busy place getting ready for the holiday show. I'm sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you guys have been busy, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
All the students have been busy, and we've been working with our teachers, Ms. Topa-Finberg, and like we had just mentioned, the programming of all those encore presentations has been handled by our excellent media technician, Mr. Jim Kane, and he's been a lot of the glue that held us together this year, because trying to figure out how to do a live television production, which in the past has involved many different people, very remote, and pre-produced has been would have been impossible without Mr. Kane's help this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as far as the high school goes, with what's going on with the COVID, how are things going?
I think Charlie could better answer that from the position of a student, but it's been okay with the hybrid model.
Yeah, it's the schedule is half the school goes Monday, Tuesday, the other half goes Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
And then each week, the Wednesday switches who gets to go in and who has to stay home. When we're at home, we do video calls basically with the teacher for it's live, it's real time classes. Most classes we have to stay the whole period. Some classes we get assigned work and then we go work on it on our own. But it's an adjustment, but it hasn't been bad.
No. And what about you, Patrick? You're getting ready for senior year. How are things going with your studies?
Well, especially in those vocational classes, they've sort of opened it up, and everything is done through the Google Classroom platform, which means that we can do work electronically. Lucky enough, the school has provided children with laptops and Chromebook devices, and that's how they get the work done. And it's one big place where you could upload and share files between students. And we're actually participating in debates and presentations remotely, and it's a brand new challenge, but in some ways it does offer up some new spices for the school day. In some classes it's pretty much the same. Those vocational classes, those shop classes, they're hands-on, but they're making it work over remotely. There's newer platforms where kids can study worksheets and stuff online, and it's all very different, but teachers are working toward it the best they can.
Absolutely. And Ms. Topa-Finberg, how's teaching going during the COVID?
It's keeping me very busy because I have to make sure that I have the same lesson plan both for students at home and students in the classroom. So it seems to be a little more busier than usual. So it's keeping me on my toes.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm assuming you guys are going to be glad when everybody's back in the building and there's going to be no more hybrid learning.
Yes.
Well, it will certainly be a change, and some aspects of that will always be present in the school. They'll adapt to how they need to, and maybe not this year or next year, but sometime it'll be back to how we would consider it used to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as far let's get back to the holiday show and how things how people can watch and donate to the holiday show again as well.
Well, if you would like to watch the holiday show, you can do so on Comcast Channel 18 on the Shoreline and Frontier Channel 6090 all across the state. Or you can go to holidayshow.rsd17.org, and there'll be a big HKTV live link right there where you can watch the show anywhere in the world. And if you want to donate to the holiday show on the day of the broadcast, you can call 860-554-5490, and live operators will take your phone calls then. Or you can donate via PayPal at that webpage link, which is holidayshow.rsd17.org.
And as far as on the website, what types of information can people find?
You can find information about this year's beneficiary, the Nathaniel B. Field Memorial Foundation, a little bit about the history of the holiday show, and how to donate through numerous means. You can donate through cash, check, via PayPal, which accepts a wide variety of payment options, like we just mentioned, and also more information about the fishbowl and fish tank raffles this year.
Now, what are some of the most popular fishbowl raffle prizes you guys have had over the years?
I wasn't too involved with the fishbowl last year. I think Charlie was more, but every year we do have great prizes from local businesses. I remember car wash discounts, other gift certificates to local restaurants, seafood, all that sort of thing. Lots of local businesses have donated.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it's for the fishbowl raffle. It's not too late to donate.
Yep. So if you donate now until the day of the show, $25 or more, you'll get entered into that raffle.
And then, how do you guys once you draw the raffle? Obviously, you're going to mail the prizes because you guys aren't allowed to be in contact with the people, correct?
Ooh,
that sort of logistical information will be determined over our winter break. Due to the current situation, we're going to try and make everything as safe as we can.
Exactly.
Yes.
I was going to say, Ms. Topa-Finberg, you had something you wanted to add?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that's the one detail we haven't figured out yet.
Okay.
We have the participants pick up their prizes at the school. So as of right now, we'll have to just confirm where the best place to have pickup is.
Absolutely. It sounds like you guys are doing a lot of good work, and I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I've actually seen the show, and seems like it's a lot of work, but it also could be a lot of fun as well.
Yes, we have a good time.
Exactly, especially right now during the pandemic. I guess it's all about having a good time.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit more. Speaking of time, we've got a little bit more time left. So what else do we want to mention really quick?
I would say we're just very excited about the second fishbowl this year for the Namco 21-foot above ground pool, free installation, and a starter kit. The minimum is $200 to enter that fishbowl, and you also are entered into the regular fishbowl. So that's exciting news for us this year.
And Patrick and Charles, what's exciting about you guys about the holiday show coming up?
I'm just excited to be part of it again, see it all happen again, raise money. This is my senior year, so it'll be my last year involved with the holiday show, unless I, come back next year or following years to help out. But yeah, I'm just excited to be there.
All right. Patrick, Charles, and Kasha Topa-Finberg, we're about to run out of time, so hopefully we'll see you guys again soon, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
On behalf of the panel of experts, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night. See you next time.